Sharon Newman's horror does not come from shock alone, it comes from recognition. The moment she realizes who is truly manipulating Matt, the ground beneath her shifts, because this revelation doesn't just expose a villain pulling strings in the shadows. It exposes a truth Sharon knows all too well. This person has always thrived on control, emotional leverage, and psychological games. And worse, Sharon understands that Matt was never the mastermind everyone believed him to be. He was the weapon. For weeks, Matt has been presented as the central threat, the calculating danger lurking just outside Genoa City's safety net. His movements, his timing, his knowledge, all of it suggested someone deeply strategic and frighteningly confident. But Sharon, with her instincts sharpened by years of surviving manipulation herself, begins to notice inconsistencies. Matt reacts rather than leads. His rage flares at specific moments as though triggered. His decisions feel emotionally charged, not coldly calculated. These are not the traits of a man operating independently. These are the signs of someone being steered. Sharon's growing unease intensifies when she connects Matt's behavior to patterns she has seen before. The emotional hooks. The carefully planted grievances. The way old wounds are reopened at precisely the right time. Sharon has lived through this kind of psychological warfare, both as a victim and as someone who has spent years helping others recover from it. She knows what it looks like when someone is being slowly nudged toward destruction under the illusion of free will. The horror truly sets in when Sharon uncovers the identity of the manipulator. Someone deeply embedded in Genoa City's past, someone who understands the Newman family intimately, someone who knows exactly how to weaponize trauma. This isn't a random outsider. This is someone who understands how to pull emotional levers, especially when it comes to Matt's sense of abandonment, resentment, and unfinished business. What devastates Sharon most is not just the danger this person poses, it's the realization that Matt was targeted because he was vulnerable. His anger was cultivated. His bitterness was fed. His worst impulses were validated and redirected. The manipulator didn't need to force Matt into anything. They simply whispered the right lies at the right moments. That realization shakes Sharon to her core, because it mirrors chapters of her own past where she was pushed, persuaded, and emotionally cornered into choices that nearly destroyed her life. As Sharon digs deeper, the picture becomes terrifyingly clear. The manipulator has been orchestrating events from a distance, ensuring that Matt believes every step is his own decision. Missed encounters, delayed confrontations, perfectly timed information leaks. None of it is accidental. This person has been playing chess while Matt thought he was acting on instinct. And the ultimate target was never Matt himself. The real target is Nick Newman. Sharon's horror escalates when she realizes that Matt is being positioned as the trigger for a much larger explosion. One meant to devastate the Newman family emotionally, not just physically. Nick's guilt, his protective instincts, his tendency to shoulder blame, all of these traits are being exploited. The manipulator knows that if Matt confronts Nick in the right way at the right time, the fallout will be catastrophic no matter who survives. What makes this revelation unbearable for Sharon is that she knows Nick is walking into danger blind. Nick believes he understands Matt. He believes he can handle him. He has no idea that someone else is pulling the strings, escalating the stakes, and ensuring that any confrontation becomes lethal, emotionally or otherwise. Sharon sees the trap forming, piece by piece, and understands that time is running out. The identity of the manipulator hits Sharon like a punch to the chest because it reframes everything she thought she knew. This person has history with the Newmans. They have suffered perceived betrayals. They believe they were wronged, sidelined, erased. And now they are seeking retribution not through direct confrontation, but through proxy destruction. Matt is simply the instrument, disposable if necessary. Sharon's emotional response is layered and complex. Fear, anger, guilt, and a chilling sense of inevitability all collide. She feels responsible because she recognizes the signs too late. She feels furious because she knows exactly how much damage this manipulator is capable of. And she feels terrified because stopping them may require exposing truths that could tear families apart. As Sharon wrestles with what to do, she faces an impossible dilemma. If she reveals the manipulator's identity without concrete proof, she risks sounding paranoid, reopening old wounds and reigniting conflicts no one wants to face. But if she stays silent, Matt will continue down a path that leads to irreversible consequences. Sharon understands that the manipulator is counting on her hesitation, counting on her compassion, counting on her fear of causing more harm. What pushes Sharon closer to action is the realization that Matt himself may not survive this. The manipulator has no intention of protecting him once his purpose is fulfilled. Matt's escalating instability, his increasingly reckless behavior, and his emotional volatility suggests he is being driven toward a breaking point. Sharon sees a man being pushed toward self-destruction under the guise of justice, and she cannot ignore it. The psychological cruelty of the situation is what horrifies Sharon most. The manipulator is not just plotting revenge. They are rewriting Matt's narrative, convincing him that violence, confrontation, and obsession are justified responses to pain. Sharon knows how seductive that lie can be. She also knows how devastating its consequences are. As the truth sinks in, Sharon becomes acutely aware that she is one of the few people capable of stopping this chain reaction. Her history, her insight, her connection to Nick, all of it